dear viewers and guests. On May 7th, an online forum, Global Crisis, We Are People, We Want to Live, took place. The most crucial topics were voiced on the forum regarding the climate and environment. What is the difference between these two? Together with our other topics regarding fugitives, human trafficking, emergency teams responding to disastrous events, existing technologies were presented, together with the way out of this dead end we are at now. All this was brought together to give a viewer a complex picture and understanding about what is happening, why is it happening, and what needs to be done so that we as humanity can not only withstand these challenges and survive, but to evolve to a different level of human civilization. We will ask our guests what understanding our viewers could have receiving when watching the forum. Welcome,
yes.
Everybody.
And today we'll be discussing all of this with our honorable guests. We've got Narinder, Riyat from the UK, business consultant and leadership coach. Welcome, Nari.
Hi, it's great to be here. Thank you very much for the introduction.
Thank you. We also have Sonal Krishnatri, an entrepreneur and business management consultant from Pune, India. Welcome, Sonal.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Marek, and thank you for the wonderful introduction. I'm waiting to share my views and listen to all my fellow esteemed guests to listen their experience and from their perspective. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we also have Diana Sahib, an engineer from the United States. Welcome, Diana.
Thank you so much for having me, and it's very nice to meet everyone here.
Yeah, thank you. And at the beginning, I would like to welcome everyone to watch a short fragment, a speech that was given by one of the speakers at the forum, Global Crisis, We Are People, We Want to Live, on May 7th. It's basically a report on some of the most powerful climatic disasters that occurred recently. And the goal is to show you that no one is safe, and climatic anomalies are now occurring throughout the planet, and these are increasing. We will then look into these topics in more detail. So let's watch this fragment now.
Hello. We have now watched the video of the monitoring of climatic cataclysms for just 2 months. And only the most extensive disasters have been listed. How many lives have already been lost in these 2 months? A huge international team of volunteers from all over the world worked hard to prepare this video. During all 5 months between the last conference and this forum, we have been collecting and analyzing data about climatic disasters all over the world. We did this every day, and we were shocked by what was happening, especially by how many disasters happen every day. We did it because the full picture is not shown anywhere, not on any resources, which means that people don't understand the real scale of the climate threat. Every story in that video was unbearably painful to watch. But my team and I continued to collect these stories on New Year's Eve and just through the nights, when getting up for work in the morning, and some continued to collect data even during the war, while being in shelters during the bombing. We did this because we understood how serious the climate situation on the planet now is. And if we don't study it, if we don't collect this data, if we don't publicize it to the world, then we all simply have no chance to survive. I'm not a climatologist, but even I didn't have to put much effort into seeing that the scale of climate disasters has increased dramatically over the past 5 months. Our team of analysts has prepared statistics on this increase in climate catastrophes, and now I will share a small part of it. Storms. In Europe alone, the average annual number of storms since 2000 to date has increased 16.5 times. The number of powerful, destructive Category 3, 4, and 5 hurricanes has increased by 30%. Moreover, they now go farther inland, bringing gigantic amounts of precipitation with them. In the USA, tornadoes usually rage from April to October in a certain area. Usually, but not now. Over the past 5 months, 2 non-seasonal months, December and March, have broken all records for the number of tornadoes. In the 5 months of monitoring, according to the most conservative estimates, more than 300 floods occurred in 82 countries around the world, and that's just the most extensive ones. Precipitation in Bolivia in December exceeded the historical maximum 7 times. In Spain only, for the last 2 months, precipitation was more than the annual norm. In South Africa, the semi-annual amount of precipitation fell in 2 days. There have never been such contrasts in natural disasters. The heaviest snowfalls are replaced by fires. In the United States alone, the number and area of wildfires are already well above the norm, even before the start of the fire season. There is no fire season as such anymore either. Catastrophic droughts are replaced by equally catastrophic floods. The number and duration of droughts on Earth has increased by almost 30% in 20 years. Sand and dust storms have become more frequent and, most importantly, more intense and longer lasting. Abnormal heat waves are also increasingly covering the planet. In Antarctica, minus 12.2 degrees Celsius was recorded. This temperature exceeds the average by almost 40 degrees Celsius. In the United States, for example, the temperature dropped from plus 15 to minus 14 degrees Celsius in just a day. And that is happening everywhere. Everyone is aware of that, of the extreme heat in India and Pakistan. And after the record-breaking hottest March in the history of observations in India, the temperature rose even higher in April. Human lives are lost after each of these climatic disasters. These lives cannot be brought back. After each of these terrible events, these are either mothers hugging their children, as well as people being buried alive in the lava, as was the case in Indonesia, or whole families left under the rubble of their homes, and those who survive are without water, flood, and everything they had, as it happened in the Philippines. Or entire cities wiped out by tornadoes, with only the foundations of houses left, and the remains of human bodies that barely identifiable. There is really a full-scale war going on. The only enemy we have in this war is the climate. To survive this war, we must unite all of humanity and work night and day on technologies that can defeat this enemy. But first, we need to open our eyes and recognize the scale of the catastrophes and the fact that we can delay no longer. For 40 years, we have been told that the cause of climate change is anthropogenic CO2. We're spending hundreds of billions of dollars to solve this problem. But why isn't it getting better? Why do people keep dying? Why are so many families left just on the streets, without basic things to survive, without water and food? How has our planetary fight against CO2 helped these people? Yes, CO2 is on the rise. We don't deny it. But what does that have to do with the increasing climatic disasters? I'm talking to you, people, to you personally. Are you ready for the climate to destroy your home? Are you ready for your child to be swept away by a flood that comes out of nowhere? Are you sure that it won't affect you? Do you think those people whose stories we watch today are any different from you? Do you think they were ready? Are we ready? Because we will face cataclysms of even greater power than in the last 5 months. The disruptive power of cataclysms grows every day, and we as society do not even study this problem at a proper level. Our science is busy with something completely different, and we are wasting precious time. But these are our lives. Be sure that literally very soon, if not a tornado will come to your house, then a flood, an earthquake, or a typhoon. And this natural disaster will spare neither your life nor the life of your loved ones. And in the creative society, this will never happen. Because by combining the scientific potential, we will create technologies with which the climate will no longer be the threat to us. That is why it is now so important that each person actively informs about building the creative society.
Dear viewers, as you are able to hear, these disasters are now occurring even outside their season and usual geographical location. Most of the time, we are being told that people are responsible. Yes, we can be held responsible for devastating the environment, but not the climate. What do you think about this, Diana?
I think I can relate to that a lot. I live in Kentucky, and on December 21st, a huge devastating tornado went by Mayfield, Kentucky, where a lot of lives were lost. A lot of damage was caused, as we know. And I think that tornado actually showed that climate doesn't really look if you're a human being, if you're a building, if you're an animal. Climate is doing what it's supposed to be doing, and it just basically just swirling as a tornado, and that's what it's supposed to do. But overall, the damage and human lives are actually being lost, and it's not returnable. So I honestly, truly agree that climate is our enemy. And the way out is the unification, because together we can do so much more than being alone, right? Just imagine, I'm sure we can all if we unite, we can come up with a solution much more faster. But I also can relate that even yesterday in Michigan, tornado happened. Is it regular for US to have a tornado every other day? No. Even after December 21st tornado in Mayfield, we have a tornado in Pikeville, Kentucky, a week after, where a lot of damage was caused. This is absolutely abnormal. This is not normal to have a tornado. I don't even know what tornado season is, but to me, the dynamic is very unusual. Therefore, I think there's got to be some type of study, some type of research done and offered to people to inform them, hey guys, climate is real. We need to do something. And I think creative society is doing a really great job in terms of presenting people the information and facts that climate change is real. It's not just anthropogenic CO2. It's actually this cyclicities, this dynamics of a natural phenomena that's happening all over the world, not just in US, not just in United Kingdom or somewhere, or even in Slovakia, right? It's happening everywhere, and it's absolutely abnormal. Therefore, I think what creative societies does is truly beneficial to humanity. I learned so much more just by watching the videos, by being informed of the of all the different trends of climate disasters that's happening. And I think it's very important to be truthful whenever we deliver that information to human beings. Therefore, I think creative society is absolutely phenomenal idea where human life absolutely precious. Therefore, thank you so much for what you do, guys. And I'm truly thankful to be part of this conversation. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. And while you were speaking, that there was one other tornado in Michigan. Yesterday, actually, there was also a tornado in Germany. It was a really unexpected storm. And what is very important that many people think, okay, if let's say a disaster is going to happen, I will be warned, I will have time to pack my stuff and move somewhere else. But what we could watch from the videos in Facebook or other social media, that people were sitting, outside in the restaurants having coffee, and suddenly the tornado landed. So they didn't have even minutes to prepare. The disaster caught them unexpectedly, and this only proves that the current methodologies of weather forecast do not work. So we need advanced technologies in order to do this. This is, I would also say that climate is like a huge mountain. And you want to go from one part of the mountain to the other one. You want to climb up and then climb down. And while you are going this way, you are not able to drink or eat. And a person that needs to get from one side to the other needs to be in a perfect condition. And that is actually our environment. If the planet is sick or has got a serious disease, the person will definitely not come across this mountain. And so the next question goes to Sonal, because we know that you are also interested in following the topic of climate. So maybe could you share with us what topic of the conference touched you the most?
Thank you, Marek. Yeah, thank you, Marek. And the topic, actually, each and every topic is close to my heart, because it is each and every topic belongs to us, the humans that is being. So, but especially the topic close to my heart, or I can say it's heart-wrenching. It's like climate crisis, because I am experiencing it right now. What speaker said and what Diana said, I am completely in accordance with them. That yes, there is drastic rise in temperature. Maximum temperature in India. Few days back, we have experienced 49.1 Celsius degree temperature in Delhi, and it's unbearable. And the city I live in is Pune. Earlier, 4 or 5 years back, we don't even need ACs or anything else. City is very cool and very livable. But now, in this summer, we have experienced the observable rise in temperature, and we are not able to live without ACs or coolers. So this urgency needs action from every one of us, because this is we are experiencing, and I'm highly thankful to Creative Society for spreading all this awareness. Even I have learned from last 2 years, I got to know about Creative Society, and I am on and off part of your conversations, events. So I learned so much, and I feel really thankful, and with all my grateful heart, I'm saying thanks a lot for making aware me and all others of their how we will survive and how human life is valuable. So thank you so much for having me, Marek. And my topic is climate crisis, and this is really it's urgency now. We have to do something. It's not for one race, it's not for one person of one, like us, resident of one country, this is planet Earth. This is our home. This is our responsibility. So we need to do something like globally, and I'm all thankful for Creative Society for doing so much for the betterment of humanity. Thanks a lot, Malik. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for having me. Thank you.
Yes, exactly. It's like you said, we need the full potential of all our scientists, because only together we can come up with the solution how to withstand this, and what should be done, that nobody would be looking, oh, this is my country, let's just fix it here, and we don't care about the other. So as is exactly as you said, we have to do it for the whole planet, and we have to do it together, because without that we don't stand a chance. And also, like it was said, that if a life in oceans will disappear, the whole life of the planet will disappear. And just look at what we are doing at the moment, that how much plastic we dump into the ocean every day. What is done with the animals that live there? How does it affect them? And this is only getting worse and worse. We're just failing in this as well. So, Narinder, I think it was your topic that you like to look into more in more details. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been really interesting to listen to the previous speakers as well about climate change and global warming as a whole. And all of these things, as much as they affect human life, they drastically and severely affect animals, and the potential for animals to go extinct, and also the marine life, marine mammals as well. So it's hugely important. It's like you said, or somebody said earlier, that if the planet is sick, then ultimately we will be sick as well, because the planet is our home. So it's up to us to persevere and look after it in a sensible way. My family were in India, for example, just last month, and they had to return due to the severe increase in temperatures in North India, and it's getting worse and worse. And if we don't do something about it now, then this damage becomes irreversible. And that's where the power of education really helps to switch things around, like in the Creative Society, about connecting the right people, making the right decisions, and getting really empathetic leaders who care about people, who care about the planet, and make decisions for the masses. So I was certainly, I had like an eye-opening moment when I was watching the forum, to see the amount of devastation and destruction of what's going on around in the world. And like we said, unless we spread the word, enlighten people, to make impactful change using, like we said, the resources that we have, the power of technology, communication exchange, if we use it correctly, spread the word of what's going on behind the scenes, because I do very much believe that in the consumer society, people are living this perfect life, and it's being painted that's how it is. Unless and if people are directly affected, they are ignorant, and it's convenient for them to be so. And I think that's where the problem is. So this unification of people, this education, and this caring. Like, I personally care about nature, care about animals, which is why I chose that as my topic. But we need to care about these very important topics and come together to make the change. So yeah, I'm really excited about being here today with all you lovely people and sharing ideas that really are very meaningful for our futures.
Thank you. Indeed, without technologies, we will hardly stand the chance against the climate. We can see that if a climate disaster occurs, many people lose their homes, lose their houses. They become basically poor, and only with help of technology we can stand it, And at the forum, it was presented that we already have these technologies. We can print 3D houses, we can print food, we can even print human organs. We are even able to make water out of the air. Are we really that stupid not using it? Are we really that stupid that instead of life, we choose an extinction? I mean, and this is for everyone, dear viewers. Please look into the eyes of your children and tell them that they have got no future. Why are we doing this? Why do we choose suffering when there is a way out? When there is an opportunity to change everything and live like human beings, live well. We are not saying that we all should stay idle, because many people are asking what they should do other than what they have been doing before. They have been planting trees, they have been collecting rubbish from the forest. But apparently, looking at the climate, nothing helps because it doesn't improve. Right, Robert?
Totally agree with you, Marek, because as you know, we already mentioned this, that there is a way out. And we're acting like sitting idle and doing nothing, but the way out is a creative society. And it is very important that all the people on the planet know about that, because by giving up, we as humanity are subconsciously making a choice to end our existence. So, and this is not the correct way. On the forum, a multipurpose complex Voskhod was also presented. It was created by the XP Energy. And this is the answer also to people who are asking us when we are talking, well, building a creative society, how do you want to make sure that there will be no corruption and everything will work as it was basically agreed, etc.? Well, this is the answer. If you get a chance, watch that part also on the conference, actually on the forum, about the multipurpose complex Voskhod. How does it work? How it can help us? What it can do to make sure that what we agree as people in the creative society, that it will be actually valid, and it will give people control over their elected representatives. It will give us the opportunity to have open and transparent information. So imagine this paradox. We have everything in place and we choose not to use these technologies. Strange, isn't it? So in order to build a creative society, people must know about it. Every single one of the 8 billion. Only then can we choose it, because you cannot choose something that you don't know about. Creative society is not built in such a way that someone will come, tell that, okay, this is how we will live from now on, and we say, wow, yes. No, it is a choice of every single person. Only then we can make it. And here we understand the key role of informing about creative society. Do you agree that right now it's time for active position, active informing about creative society? Diana, am I right?
Yes, I just hearing everyone in here honestly makes me so happy. I'm beyond grateful to just be here because it's truly inspiring. I like what Sonal said, how she has this great desire to serve people, to help people, but there is nothing it can do because in India it's just so hot. Whether Nari is saying that, like, those animal species, they're just innocent, right? What else can they do besides like living in the water and just kind of be there for us, because they're in our environment. Like Marek said earlier, that we internally basically killing our environment. So overall, I think it's so important to inform about creative society. What else can we do? Because only by informing people will explain them what is creative society. And creative society is, I think someone said it right, it goes from heart to heart. It's so important to talk to people, to tell people about this amazing opportunity, that there is a way out, and there is this common enemy like climate that only with technologies like 3D printing, like water from the air, will be able to survive. And as a result, what I see is, on one hand, we have basically no actions, nothing to do, and climate would just keep killing us. On the other hand, I see creative society, all those innovative technologies that we can use and unite and live like one united family. So overall, we only got two choices: either just let it go and let climate kill everyone and everything on its way, or just do something, inform people, and actually contribute to your community, serve people, serve each other, tell people about creative society, and do something for the benefits of yourself, for the benefits of your kids, for your parents, for everyone you live or know. Because creative society is, I think it's unique. I honestly never seen anything like creative society. I feel like there is some snippets out there in different nonprofit organizations, but I think creative society is just so special. No one has the first foundation of their nonprofit as human life. Like, I just never seen it anywhere else besides creative society. I'll be honest. What else can what else can be better than that? That everything is targeted for human being, to make human being a natural, living, happy organism that will just enjoy to live in here. And we live in the 21st century, so we really have to have those problems with refugees, with hunger, with everything else that's going on. To me, it's just an absurd. I think we gotta do something. And I absolutely thankful to be in this project today and to just keep informing people about creative society. I think if we'll just keep going what we're doing, one way or the other, one day we'll actually conquer that Mount Everest and hopefully get down and build a creative society on the other side of the mountain.
Yes, indeed, you are right. Creative Society project is really unique. There's no other project like that in the world. And definitely, it only depends on the choice of every single person on Earth. On one hand, we've got the consumer format of society, which results we have been able to see for the last couple of years, that brought us to the point where we have still hunger, where we still have poverty, where we still have victims of refugee camps, where we still have human trafficking, where we still have slavery, where we as people need to work from early morning till evening just to make the necessary amounts for even basic necessities, you know. And if we lose a job, we lose roof overhead, we will be hungry, you know. And on the other hand, we've got creative society where no just few people decide about destinies of millions, where we people decide about our future, you know. And I would also like to ask Sonal, why do you think it's important to spread the information about creative society, and what would you tell those ones who still kind of doubt in the project?
Thanks, Marek. Why I'll tell people or why I'll spread the information? Because it's about us, betterment of us. Because as Nari said or Diana said, if something hit us directly, then only we'll know the pain. Till that time, we will be the ignorant one, right? So it's about us, creative society. It's for the betterment of us, human. So the basic 2-3 things what I feel. People should be educated about the climate crisis through creative society, because I got to know so many information from creative society, like the climate crisis cycle. It is like 12,000 years cycle or something that I got to know from creative society. So I need to spread this information responsibly to all the other near and dear ones, because it's about us. Simple. It's not about anyone else. It's about us, because I want to live in the safe environment. I want to live in the safe society, and it's about us. It's not about anyone else, or it's not about someone else. It's about us. It's about my family. It's about your family ahead, and we actually know the value of food and every other little things we take for granted on the daily basis. So yes, through creative society, we that all the 8 pillars I have studied. In one pillar, it's mentioned that few rights are basic right of human, and I really feel privileged that when first I interacted with you, with creative society people, I feel really valued, that my life is also valued. This is the most special feeling, and it is about us. So why I spread the information about responsibly sharing the information about creative society, because it's about me, it's about you, it's about us human. So thank you, Marik. This is the thing, and this is most important, and this is the core of everything, that it's about us humans. So and I'm all thankful to creative society for sharing information responsibly and truthfully, so which is actually needed. People should be aware of the things going on truthfully. The sharing of information responsibly is much needed. We on daily basis we see a lot of things which is not at all necessary. But if people will see creative society's video, they got to know the truth, the facts, the hidden information, which is people are not yet, they are not aware of all these hidden information. So why I share? Because it's about me, it's about you, it's about us human. And after seeing all the videos, after discussing with you all here, I really feel valued, and my life is also valued. This is the most important thing, and this is really close to my heart. So definitely I'll share this information. This is the reason I'll share. Thanks a lot, Marik. Thank you.
And I'm sorry for jumping ahead, but you said that by sharing to other people about creative society, you feel valuable. I think what happened to me in the morning, I got up and I'm like, oh, I got my international discussion today. So I got up, did a million things, and came to this discussion. I think it gave me this sense of purpose, that my life is meaningful, right? That I can do something better than out of my comfort zone, not just regular things, going to work, doing this and that, but I can do so much more than just sitting in my box and just doing A, B, C, D and just going to bed, right? No, that's not my life. I'm not a robot. I'm not just this programmed being, right? I have a choice, and I want to use my choice. And I'm sorry, Nari, if I'm stepping in front of your speech, but to me, it just really clicked and resonated what Sonal said. So yeah, thank you. And it just happened to me today. I woke up and I'm like, oh, I got this international discussion, and here I am. And it just makes me happy. So I just wanted to share that part.
Yeah, Diana, it's really precious to hear about you with your views, because this is what human life is all about. Emotions. We somewhere down the line, we all are same. Our basic needs are really same. We all need oxygen. We all have emotions. Few basic needs or few basic rights we all deserve. Other than our financial status or strata, we all deserve a few basic necessities or few basic things, being a human, we deserve that safe life, right? So it's really precious to hear about you, Diana. And over to you, Marik. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. This was really great to hear. And what I liked most, what you said, that you feel that the other one sees human in you. If the other one sees human in you, if you see human in the other, in the other person, the other person sees a human in you, not employee, not mother, not anything, any role we play in this life, but a human being with unlimited and unique potential that can, with his or her small part, contribute to building a wonderful world, right, Robert?
Yeah, I agree. All of us, we have our jobs. We're working what we do, but this we do because we believe in it. And once I was also asked a question with our clients that how is it that we are always doing the things such good? I said, well, because first of all, we don't see you as a client. We see you as a human being. And that is the most important, to see in other people humans and not be just a robot, do whatever you have to do, A, B, C, go to bed, sleep, and that's it. And also, it's important to know that people need to have a choice. To make a choice, they need to have information. And so we are trying to bring the informations to everybody. Same thing with the carbon dioxide. There is one group that is saying that is responsible for everything. Guys, there is also another view, and it was presented in the forum. There is a significant part in the forum that was on the May 7th that handles it, brings you the view and description how we see it or how other people see it. Just watch it, and then you can make a choice and say, oh, okay, this makes sense or this doesn't make sense. Nari, do you agree with me that people need to have a choice?
Yeah, absolutely. This freedom of choice is so important, and it really comes from educating ourselves and then connecting with other people. So in line with what was being said earlier, I have this quote where we say that we are not thinking beings that feel, we are feeling beings that think. So it all comes down to how we feel and our emotions, and then how that affects other people, how we make other people feel. So the way that we look after our planet in terms of our personal choices and freedom of choices that we have, we affect not only ourselves, and we affect other people. I mean, from some of the videos, the information that's being shared by the Creative Society to enlighten us, to educate us on what's really going on in the world, I observe that it's almost like inhumanity is becoming the basis of our society. But really, in the 21st century, with the advancements in intelligence, access to resources, we shouldn't be going backwards in protecting our people and our planet. We should actually be moving forwards. And I honestly believe that with having that freedom of choice and the right communication, we change our mindset in the way that we think. So we go from being reactive to being proactive. And I think that is the big thing that Creative Society is creating, or enabling by connecting people, is that proactivity through education, through communication, which then allows prevention rather than cure. Because when I was speaking about like nature and animals and extinction before, humans are not exempt from that, but often humans living in their little bubble in the Western world, in the consumer society, they are ignorant, and that's why that need for education is absolutely vital, so we can make real and meaningful change with the choices that we have.
Yeah, actually, this is a very good point, that usually the people who live in the, let's say, Western world, who are used to kind of having luxury life or life in very good conditions, many of these people are not really interested in hearing, the awfulness of what's going on around the world. Nevertheless, closing one's eyes does not mean that this problem doesn't exist, So maybe one other question I would like to ask is, how would you approach, because Nari, we know that you live in the UK, what would be your recommendation how to approach the people who have got everything, who basically are not really interested to go deeper and study the information?
Yeah, absolutely. In line with your question, it's really a matter of integrating that patience and virtue over greed and panic, which is what we see in the Western world, people who live in the sugar-coated sort of lifestyles. And although there is a lot of initiatives to do with recycling, with pollution, going organic, things like that, there's still that ignorance. So I personally, because I work in the field of coaching and personal development, I believe it all lies in the power of education, educating people about the truth, and starting at the roots. Only by giving people the actual reality of it, putting it in front of their faces, can they start to change their minds in the way that they actually can change their daily actions. So it's all counteractive, and everything affects each other. So that's where I believe that the real change can happen. Because if, like we said earlier, if we just educate people independently here, there, and everywhere, the real impact doesn't happen. The impact happens when it comes from the top, when there's enough people who are part of that movement. So the movement in numbers is what will make real impactful change, I believe.
Yes, that's also the truth. But one of the problems that we are facing right now, as you were mentioning it, is that the information that is coming from either governments or either mass media or from others, they are not putting it the right direction. Basically, they are defending someone else's interests. And that's what is important in the creative society, that first also the media should belong to people. They should only present the truthful facts, not manipulative and anything that is only advantageous for someone else. Or so this is very important. Why we need the creative society. I think how many times you meet with people, Diana, and they ask you the question like, oh yeah, well, but I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing everything. Well, if you're doing everything, why we're not living in it already? Because they think that they clean their house, they clean their front yard and backyard, and that's where it ends. Don't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think you touched a very good point. I feel like, I don't want to say it's a game, but I think all this governmental thing, it's kind of a game. They kind of defend their own interests. I like what Rob said, that it's some type of game. They just want to play the game that will actually benefit them, but not benefit humanity. I honestly think that the power should belong to people. We're the people and we do want to live. But I think there is a missing piece, like that we kind of give that power to someone else. I think that, and think that they will defend us or protect us, while in reality, do they really care about us? I don't think they do. I don't think they do. Maybe they do, but just a little bit, right? Not like this much, but just like this much, if that makes sense. So that's just my thing. They care, but they don't care to that extent that the whole humanity doesn't really matter for them. For them, it's important to have like just one state and protect my state only. So that's just kind of how I look at things. And that's why I think creative society has this unifying idea that every human being matters. And it doesn't matter where he comes from. It doesn't matter where he lives or what color his skin is. It matters only that he's a human being and he still lives in this earth. I think we as human beings have this great purpose in life. And I think we really need to do something outside of our scope in order to benefit and actually do something for humanity. Because if not, maybe climate is needed actually to cleanse out and kind of shuffle everyone's mind and bring everyone to reality, whether it's politicians, whether just human being like me. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I'm not sinner. I am. But in reality is maybe climate change is really needed to actually tell people the truth that no matter who you are, no matter what you do, you're a human being, right? We are the same, and there is no difference between me and like person in Africa, for example, right? You're still a human being. That's why maybe climate change might actually bring us back together to reality. Maybe climate change is maybe the best thing that could ever happen in this world, that bring us together much stronger, much closer, and do everything what we can do to get together and be one big family. Thank you, Nari, for sharing thank you, Sonal. Thank you, Marek, for being such a great host, Rob. Thank you for everyone's insight. I honestly learned so much myself today and truly impressed to be here with you.
Wow, this is great. I can't agree more with you because it turns out that really the climate does not recognize borders. It does not recognize social status. You can't pay the climate to avoid your house when it's rolling its way, And actually, in terms of the relationship between people and government, the volunteers of Creative Society have interviewed a lot of politicians, even high-rank politicians, and the politicians they said that they would support the idea of Creative Society, but they need the people to create the demand. Whereas we have been used to the top-down approach, where it's decided on the top and then people accommodate. We people need to change the attitude, and we need to create this demand. We need to make the decision that we want to live. We want to live in a better world. And once this demand is being created, then the politicians will need to take it over, accommodate, and to really start serving us people and helping get over the line of the climate change. So I would also like to ask the final question to Sonal. How do you think that this information presented at the forum can change the future? Do you think it can be accepted by majority of people to create this demand?
Yes, absolutely, Marek. Because earlier also I said it's about us. Why not people will accept it? Because it's for us. And as Nari said, that climate crisis or anything else, they will not understand the borders, the races, the color of the skin, the financial status. It hit human beings, it hit us. So while my fellow friend, family, or my fellow colleagues or anyone, why they'll not agree, or why they'll not accept this idea? Because it's about us. It's responsibility. It is our responsibility to share this information responsibly, to make them understand it is for us. It is for nobody else. It is for the betterment of us, for humans. So I'm 100% sure that they'll 100% accept this idea, because it is for me, for my family, for my friends, for everyone else on this planet Earth. And if I am valued and I am privileged, this is my privilege, and I'll feel this confidence that I am valued. Why my friend will not like it? He is also searching to. He is also seeking some value, right? Somewhere, some point of the time, that just Diana said, or Nari said, or Marek, you or Rob, everyone, we are discussing that we are doing the same thing, A, B, C, D daily. But today, why we are feeling this peace or this enlightenment or this happiness within us? Because we are contributing towards humanity, and we are contributing responsibly towards the betterment of humanity. So I'm all grateful and thankful, and I'm 100% sure people will accept this idea of Creative Society, because it is for us, it is for nobody else, and it will definitely create a better world. Global leaders who will think about us, not for any agenda. They'll not work for any agenda or any particular political party. They'll definitely work for, because if I select any leader from Creative Society or from the people I know, they are thinking about me, and how come they'll go wrong? How come they'll go wrong? So this confidence will come when we'll share this information about Creative Society responsibly and make them understand that this is for us, this is for nobody else. So I am definitely, I'm so much confident that people will understand it, and this is acceptable because this is betterment for humanity, and it will definitely create a better future, because it will not serve, actually the right word is, it will not serve for any institution or any brand or anything else. It will serve us humans. We'll serve each other, we'll contribute towards each other. This is the basic idea of creative society, that we'll think about ourselves first. It's like for human lives, we are valued, so we'll think about humanity first, other than any brand success of any idea of technology, because we are so advanced, but what we are creating, the automation or any other technical thing, the job losses. Why this technical advancement, actually luxuries or any growth is for us, for humans, for betterment of us. If I lose job because of automation or some other technology, then how I can feel safe? First, anybody who is in that top position, he should think about first me as a human, how I'll survive. If I'll implement this technology, or if I'll implement this thing, will the person will able to survive, or his family is able to survive? So first thought should be first we should think other person as a human, as you said, Marek and Diana and Nari and Rob. We are humans. Some few basic things we need, like as a human, or we all need same things, like same happiness, same oxygen, same safe environment we all need. So I think this idea of creative society is definitely do wonders for the future. So I'm really grateful and hoping that my son, my family will be in safe environment after a few years back, because we are so much aware, and I am highly thankful for all the information I get responsibly from creative society and connecting world like family. As an Indian, we believe in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, like whole world is my family, and through creative society I am seeing this happening. So it's like really close to my heart, and I am 100% sure people will definitely accept. But the volunteers, like this is responsibility of us volunteers, that we should share information about creative society responsibly and make them understand this is betterment for us humans first, not for any brand, not for any institution, nothing. It's for us, we people. So I'm 100% sure that it will do wonders. So, and I'm highly grateful that I came to know about creative society, and I'm really blessed to know all you. So thank you so much. Thanks a lot for this conversation. Thank you.
Yes, thank you also for sharing your views. We could go on for like another hours, but we're slowly approaching our time. And so, dear guests and dear viewers, we really appreciate your participation in this discussion. Dear viewers, if the information that you've heard matters to you and you would like to contribute to the greater good of all of the humanity, please take action immediately. The information that you heard today during the international discussion, and that was voiced by respected speakers from all parts of the world during the forum, Global Crisis, We Are People, We Want to Live, has to be heard by every human being on the planet and has to be understood. If we want to be able to create a better future, please share it with everyone. It is simple as that. And now, let me address our dear viewers who might be wondering how to take action. There are so many simple steps. You can visit the website, find the link to the forum in your language, watch it, send it by email to the official email info@creativesociety.com. Become part of this international discussion. Share this information. And right now, share this international discussion with people. You know, because it's really time to speak up. Wouldn't you agree, Marek?
Yes, definitely. When, if not now? We must not be silent. We must tell our friends or strangers about this. Building the creative society will only become realistic if we accomplish the first and most difficult stage, which is informing all the people around the planet. We should reach every heart. We should reach every person and make them understand that it's really beneficial for them. It's beneficial for everyone. It's beneficial for every person on the planet. Everyone benefits from being a human. Everyone benefits from being a united civilization. Share this forum with people you know on the social media, or share your feedback and be the voice of the truth. It's really a turning point of the humanity. Let's make sure we have a future. Thank you, all the guests, for being here today and sharing your valuable information with us. I really hope that it will touch the hearts of the viewers. Thank you very much.